There's a holdup in the Bronx, Brooklyn's broken out in fights. There's a traffic jam in Harlem that's backed up to Jackson Heights. There's a scout troop short a child, cruisers do and I go wild. Car 54, where are you?
Tonight's program brought to you by Improved Tide adds new freshness to the cleanest wash you can get. And by Gleam, it's worth it to brush often with Gleam even if you can't brush after every meal.
There's another violation. Live chickens on sidewalk. Katz's butcher shop. What's the violation, Hogan?
153-07.
Hold it. There's another violation. Gallucci's fruit store.
That's violation section 75532, sidewalk obstruction.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. Join the parade to Harry's Men's Shop. I'm going crazy today. I'm giving away $60 suits.
That's violation 435-5, unauthorized sound equipment.
What sector is this, Hogan?
It's part of the 53rd precinct.
You just keep on driving, Hogan. I'm going to spot every violation in this sector, even if I have to postpone my retirement.
Yes, Chief.
Go on. I'll call you right back. Captain Block, there's a chief inspector out here.
Chief Inspector? Thanks, Sergeant. Come in.
Captain Block? Deputy Chief Inspector Corey.
How do you do? Anything I can do?
No. I just want to get acquainted with my new precincts.
It's a good idea. You never know what you can find.
I thought you might be interested in this list of violations that I found in just a few hours.
Hmm? In just my precinct?
Not just your precinct, Captain, but in one sector of your precinct.
One sector?
Yes. It's between Kissel Avenue on one side...
and Handley Boulevard on the other.
You know the sector?
Sector 3.
Shame on you, Captain, keeping it a secret that America has a Casbah. Captain, there must be some explanation.
Toody and Muldoon.
What?
Those are the two men who patrol that sector.
You mean that sector is actually being patrolled? You mean that policemen have actually set foot in that sector within the last 5 years? I thought it was some monstrous clerical error.
No, sir. One of our radio cars, Car 54, patrols that sector daily.
They can actually get through that sector, Captain, in one day? What do they use? A bulldozer?
Yes, sir.
That sector is a disgrace to New York City. It is also a disgrace to the entire police department.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want that sector cleaned up, Captain, and I want it cleaned up as of now.
Yes, sir.
I want summonses slapped on every one of these violations, and I want it done within the next 24 hours. Now, I'm going to be driving through that sector again in 24 hours. Captain, I know that underneath all that debris, chicken and fruit, there is a New York City street. I want to see it.
Don't worry, Chief. I'm on top of it now.
Captain Black, when you get Sector 3 cleaned up. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Trouble, Captain?
Sergeant, when the Toody and Muldoon due in?
Any minute, Captain.
Sergeant, I want you to do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
When Toody and Muldoon come off duty, I'm going to take them into my office, and I'm going to have a little talk with them.
What do you want me to do, Captain?
Take my gun.
The gun?
Take it! I've been wanting to get rid of those two for years, but not that way.
C.
L.
O.
Clo. That's a word.
No, it isn't. Go on.
R.
Go on.
Toody, Muldoon, may I have a little talk with you?
Well, can you wait just a minute? I'm 2/3 of a ghost.
Excuse me, fellas, if you can possibly manage it, can you come into my office for a little chat?
Oh, we'd love to.
We'll just sign out first.
Never mind signing out.
But we just came off duty.
Off duty. I never think of you two as coming off duty. Somehow, I like to think of it as Tinkerbell and Peter Pan returning from Never Never Land.
Never Neverland? That isn't our sector. Our sector...
I know what your sector is. Won't you come with me? By the way, how are things in your sector?
Oh, just the same. Nothing new.
Nothing new.
As they say in police circles, no new is good new.
No new is good new. I've had it with you two, do you hear me? I've had it with you! You spend all afternoon cruising that sector of yours. Every law and every book is being broken right under your noses. And you come back here like you've been on a trip to Disneyland. No summons is issued. No lawbreakers apprehended.
Well, you wouldn't talk like that, sir, if you saw our daily report.
Your daily report?
We finally nabbed Mr. Eisenberg.
Gunther, never mind.
Mr. Eisenberg?
We were laying for him for weeks, but today we grabbed him. We got him cold.
You did?
We wanted to surprise you.
What did you get him for?
Jaywalking.
You nabbed a jail.
Yes, sir. And it'll be a cold day before old Mr. Eisenberg tries to cross Fordham Road against a red light again.
Quiet! While you were stalking one jaywalker, every law and every code was being broken in your sector.
Sir, if you have any particulars.
Particulars? I've got 107 particulars. A new chief inspector spent all afternoon cruising your sector. Here's his report, 107 violations.
How about that?
Is that all you can say?
Well, Captain, when you've been in the same sector for 9 years, you sort of overlook little things.
Well, the inspector didn't. He saw everything.
Well, how come he didn't see us nab old Mr. Eisenberg?
Will you forget old Mr. Eisenberg? Look at this mess. Violation 13111, flower pots on the fire escape at 1476 Gifford.
Oh, well, that's Mrs. Kramer.
Yeah, she has a green thumb.
She also has a congested fire escape. Yes, sir. How about this? Colucci's fruit store. Sidewalk obstruction. He's got his fruit stand sticking out halfway to the curb.
Oh, that was taken care of, Captain. Francis told him to get rid of the stand yesterday.
Yesterday? It was your turn to tell him yesterday. I told him the day before.
No, I didn't tell him. I thought you told him.
No, I didn't tell him.
Look, will somebody tell him? If you don't tell him, I'll tell him.
Oh, it's all right, Captain. I'll tell him.
Oh, no. If it's my turn, I'll tell him.
Oh, I don't mind. I'll tell him.
Well, what's right is right.
Both of you tell him.
Captain, that's a good idea. Francis, from now on, we'll both tell him.
You're going to do more than just tell him. You're going to slap a violation on him.
Yes, sir.
And look at this one. Live chickens in front of Katz's butcher shop.
Oh, well, Captain, that's not Mr. Katz's fault entirely.
Yeah, we should have delivered the chickens right to the back door of the store.
You delivered them?
Well, you see, Mr. Katz didn't have anybody else to go for them, so we picked them up at the wholesale house for him.
Live chickens in a radio car?
Captain, if you'd let me explain.
No more explaining from now on. I want results. You're going to get tough now. You're going out there, you're going to issue summonses right and left. Look at this. Obstruction of sidewalks. Push cars without licenses. Unauthorized loudspeakers blaring out advertising. Violations, 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 violations. I want summonses issued on every one of these.
Yes, sir. First thing tomorrow.
Tomorrow, nothing. You're going right back out now. You're going to get tough. You're going to issue those summonses right and left. Let me see your summons books. These are the old forms. We haven't used these in 6 years. Here are 2 brand new summons books. I want them empty when you get back.
Yes, sir.
You've got 24 hours or else.
Yes, sir.
I want you to tell them down at your sector that things are going to be different from now on.
Yes, sir.
The next time car 54 appears in that sector, I want those people to understand that it is not a delivery truck. It is not an ambulance. It is not a moving van. When that car rolls into that sector, I want those people to understand that it's a police car. And then we're gonna pull a great big bluff. We're gonna pretend that there are 2 policemen in it. Now get going!
Yes, sir.
Eisenberg. They forgot to give him the summons.
Patrolman Gunther Toody and Francis Muldoon.
Yes, sir.
They've been patrolling that 3rd sector of the 53rd Precinct for the last 9 years. Now, I want a diagrammed analysis of that sector. I want charts, records, everything. I want a full report to show the commissioner.
Yes, sir.
I've been looking for a perfect example of complete incompetency at the sector level.
You certainly have it in those 2, Chief. It's disgraceful.
A new broom sweeps clean. Well, the first to go into the dustbin will be Toody and Muldoon.
Gunther,
Yeah, Francis.
the captain wasn't kidding this time.
I know. The vein in his temple was throbbing. It's always a sure sign that he isn't happy.
He's right. We have been too soft on that sector.
Yeah.
107 violations.
They sure pile up on you, don't they?
Gunther, this is serious. We gotta crack down. Everybody's been taking advantage of us.
You do people favors, look what happens. They violate the law, and they don't even tell us about it.
They're gonna get it. I'm gonna slap violations on them like it was wallpaper.
I can't wait. Let me do it.
Who's first?
Colucci's fruit stall.
How many years we've been telling him to keep his fruits and vegetables off the sidewalk? He just laughs at us.
Yeah, it isn't like he keeps some fruits and vegetables on the street. He keeps it all out there.
Yeah. I think the only thing he keeps in the store is a cash register.
You're not kidding. No wonder the inspector spotted him. The front of his stall looks like a mixed green salad.
Yeah. I've been waiting a long time to get him. A good $25 fine will straighten him out.
Let me do it.
No, this is my baby, Gunther. You can have the next one. Hey, we're coming to his store.
Francis!
Inside.
For what?
Inside! Open fruit. Violation.
What is it, Francis?
From now on, it's not Francis. From now on, it's Officer Muldoon. From now on, spread it around the sector. We're policemen. We're here to keep law and order.
Who's arguing with you? What's that?
Francis Muldoon, you're a naughty, naughty boy.
Mama Colucci.
Your mother is sick and you didn't even tell me.
Oh, she's just in bed with a cold.
I know. Mrs. Maloney told me. I went over this afternoon and cleaned the house for her. Your room was a mess.
Oh, well, really, you shouldn't have.
I shouldn't. When I was sick, she was the first one over here.
I know.
Here's some minestrone I promised to send her. Now make sure she eats it all up.
I will.
For you, I cooked an Irish stew. It's waiting for you at home on the stove.
Thanks.
It's the first time I ever cooked an Irish stew.
Oh, I'm sure I like it.
I hope I use enough marinara sauce.
Oh, I'm sure it's just fine.
Officer, please. Officer Muldoon is here on business. What is it, Francis?
Oh, nothing. I'll see you tomorrow. Sam, get some of the fruits and vegetables off the sidewalk, huh?
Of course. Don't I always?
And let that be a lesson to you.
Kazak!
But, Mr. Eisenberg, we did it for your own good.
Kazak!
You were rough on him.
You break the law, you get a summons. That's the way it's going to be from now on.
You're right. What you got there?
Evidence.
Join the parade to Harry's men's shop. Get a new suit for practically nothing. I'm having a mental lapse. Come in and take advantage of me.
I'll take care of him.
Slap a summons on him.
come and take advantage
You think you are
of me.
tough? Watch me.
Take away a beautiful suit before they take me away. $60 suits for $14.50. Then carry them up the ranks. I can't handle the crowd. They're storming the place. Don't be left out in the cold. Hello, Gunther. I've lost my mind. Come in. Carry out my stock. Show me no mercy.
Just a minute. Just what do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? I'm wasting my breath. That's what I'm doing. I'm going fast. They'll be in here any minute to carry me away.
Now, wait.
Oh, Gunther, your wife went down to the wholesale house I told her about, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. That was a beautiful coat she got yesterday.
Yeah, I called the guy. Told him you were a cop. Short, though. He gave it to her at cost.
Yeah, she told me she saw the same coat on Fifth Avenue for $75.
Yeah, she called me up. She was crying.
Well, I never saw her so happy. Look, Harry.
Now, wait. If you're going to thank me, forget it. It's the least I could do. I'll see you around. Okay, folks.
Now, wait, Harry.
What?
Could you hold off on that microphone just till we drive away?
Hold off?
Yeah, Muldoon is on a warpath. Boy, is he tough today.
Francis?
Yeah, he's giving out summonses left and right. So if you could just hold it down for a while.
Sure, Gunther. After all, what are friends for?
Thanks, Harry.
Boy, you certainly told him off.
That's what they're paying me for, pal.
Did you give him a summons?
What do you think?
Good. Who's next?
Katz's Butcher Shop.
He's for me.
Toody and Muldoon are just the start of my cleanup campaign.
I have all the research on Officers Toody and Muldoon, sir.
Good, let me see it.
I'm sorry it took so long, but I had to double-check some of my facts. I couldn't believe them.
Well, the commissioner isn't going to believe it either when he sees this report.
Well, these are minor violations reported by previous inspectors.
But this is impossible. Sector 3 looks like an ink stain. And nobody has done anything about it until now.
Well, excuse me, sir. When you show this to the commissioner, I'd appreciate it if you'd tell him that I did the research on Officers Toody and Muldoon.
Oh, yes.
I'd like my name to be mentioned when they receive their citations for outstanding duty.
Outstanding duty? With a record like that?
Oh, these are minor violations. This is what I'm talking about. I've never seen anything like it in police history. This is a chart of the major crimes in the 53rd Precinct.
Oh, this is impossible. Sector 3 is completely clean.
That's right, sir. I double-checked. In the 9 years since Toody and Muldoon took over that sector, there hasn't been a single major crime. It's fantastic.
Not one major crime? You mean not even a holdup?
Not even a report of a holdup.
That's impossible.
I double-checked. Up until the time Toody and Muldoon took over that sector, it was known as the Bloody Wedge.
The Bloody Wedge?
Holdups, muggings. You remember Cusack, the worst cop fighter in New York?
I haven't heard about him in years.
He still lives in that sector. I've heard about tough cops, but Toody and Muldoon must have that neighborhood terrorized.
That'll be all. Not one major crime since they took over.
I never heard of such a thing.
I am going to find what goes in Sector 3.
Well, you were right, Captain. They were walking all over us.
We sure cracked down.
Toody, let me see your summons book.
Well, actually, I was cracking down more than giving out summonses.
You didn't give one out.
Well, the way we worked it out, Muldoon was giving out all the summonses.
I was?
Let me see your...
Well, actually, Captain, I thought Gunther
Never
was...
mind. Quiet. Not one. All right, boys. That's it.
Thank you, Captain.
Wait. This time when I said that's it, I meant that's it.
That's it?
What's it?
That's it. I'm taking you out of car 54.
But, Captain, we've spent 9 years doing...
I know what you've been doing for 9 years. You've been proving to me that you're incapable of controlling the people down in your sector. I'm transferring you both to foot patrol.
Back to pounding a beat?
Not just any ordinary beat. I'm giving you the midnight shift down on the waterfront. Since it's obvious you don't know how to handle people, let's see what you can do with the seagulls.
I'll be with you in a minute.
That's okay. Take your time.
It's a change, Mrs. Colby. Excuse me a minute.
All right, children. Excuse me. Here. Francis, you take this for Mommy. And Gunther, you carry that for Mommy.
Francis? Gunther? Excuse me, madam. The children are named Francis and Gunther?
Yeah, they're named after two patrolmen in the neighborhood, Francis Muldoon and Gunther Toody.
The children were named after the policeman?
They were born in car 54.
They were.
Practically all the children in the neighborhood were born in car 54.
They were?
You know how long you have to wait for an ambulance? But when Toody and Muldoon know you're expecting, they stay within yelling distance. Mister, this is the only neighborhood where we got girls called Gunther. Goodbye, Mr. Katz.
Yes, sir. Mr. Katz, I'm thinking of opening up a cleaning and dyeing store here somewhere in the neighborhood, but I'd like to know a little more about it.
It's a neighborhood. You don't make a lot of money, but you got friends.
What I'm chiefly concerned about are holdups.
Holdups? That's one thing we ain't got.
You mean you've never been held up?
Oh, I was held up. When was the last time? Let me see. 9 years ago, right after Toody and Muldoon took over.
9 years ago?
Yeah, a guy came in here, pulled out a gun, says, hands up! Suddenly I'm thinking, if this guy holds me up, I gotta make a report. If I make a report, Toody and Muldoon gotta spend all their time investigating the case. Who's gonna deliver my chickens if I get stuck? Who's gonna sit with the kids in the car while their mothers are shopping? Who's gonna do the millions of things they do for this neighborhood? So while I'm thinking, my hand is reaching for a salami. I give the hold-up man such a hit on the head, he's out cold.
You didn't report this robbery either.
Why bother Toody and Muldoon with such a complicated report? They'd only mess it up. A couple neighbors came in. We carried out the hold-up man and dumped him in another precinct.
You did all this for Toody and Muldoon?
Let's face it. They're so busy, they got no time for regular police work.
I understand.
The other merchants started doing the same thing. Hands up, hit on the head. In a little while, all of a sudden, no hold-ups. Where were you thinking of opening the cleaning and dyeing store?
I'm not quite sure.
Yes, well, you won't get rich, but you won't get held up either.
Thank you, Mr. Katz. Thank you.
You report, huh?
Yeah. My editor was wondering how come Cusack, the city's #1 cop fighter, hasn't been in the news the last 9 years.
I'm as good as I always was. It's just that they double-crossed me.
Double-crossed you?
Yeah. Up to 9 years ago, they used to send cops in this area, and boy, how I belted them out. Here, I'll show you my scrapbook.
Oh, and I know all about it.
What happened? What happened? Suddenly, they transferred a couple of clowns into the neighborhood, Toody and Muldoon, and they stopped me cold.
What do you mean?
Now, how can you belt a couple of guys when your own kid is born in the back of their car? You know, when they pick you up on a cold night when you're waiting for a bus and take you wherever you want to go, like it was a taxi. You know, the first time they came around, I thought I had him. I had a little fight with the wife. You know, we made a little noise, and there they were coming right up the stairs. And I thought, oh, boy, here's where I built a couple of cops.
What happened?
They was bringing my mother home from church. How can you hit a couple of guys when they're bringing your mother home from church? No, those two jerks ruined me. Today I'm a has-been.
I don't care what duty you have to pull them off. I want a car and 2 of my best men in the 3rd sector by tomorrow.
Captain Block?
Can't you see I'm busy? Inspector!
Captain, just to apologize to you would be an empty gesture. I can only hope that you weren't laughing at me when I came storming in here this afternoon.
Laughing at you?
You old-timers, from your experience, know just the right men to put in the right spots.
You mean Toody and Muldoon?
Brilliant piece of administrative work, Captain. Oh, I noticed from the sign-in board as I came in that they're still on duty. Captain, I'm going right over to their sector and shake their hand.
Well, Inspector, I think you may have a little trouble finding them.
Don't you worry about me, Captain. I'll find them.
Captain Block, what is it?
Never mind, get in here. We'll pick Toody up, and I want you 2 to get back to your sector. I don't know what you've been doing there, but keep doing what you're doing.
But who's going to patrol this?
Never mind, get in. Hurry up, will you?
Hey, officer, you got a match?
program brought to you by Prel Concentrate, the shampoo in the handy unbreakable tube. And by Camay. For the soft skin look, use Camay.
There's a holdup in the Bronx, Brooklyn's broken out in fights. There's a traffic jam in Harlem that's backed up to Jackson Heights. There's a scout troop short a child, cruise ships do and idle wild. Car 54, where are you?